Everyone always asks us what's so great about Alabama. We moved here from the Midwest and our friends and family back home all found our move here so random, and we just always find ourselves explaining why Alabama is so awesome. We're not just hyping it up because this is our home, but this place is honestly a real nice place to live.
Yeah, and we also get calls and emails every day from people all across the country who are contemplating to move here, and they just want to know if Alabama is going to be a good fit. So we basically explain to them the perks of living here to help them make a decision. Just this week, we had 2 separate families reach out from California, and another one was from Arkansas. So people are definitely calling and wondering what's so good about Alabama.
And we're always going to be honest, and don't get us wrong, there are cons to living in this state, but for us, the pros outweigh them by a lot. I should also clarify, we live in coastal Alabama, which is considered the deep south of Alabama. So when we describe what we love about living here, no, we're in lower Alabama, and we chose this area for specific reasons that we're going to mention right now.
Yes, we're in Baldwin County, which is the fastest growing county here in the entire state of Alabama, and it's on the list for fastest growing counties in the country, actually. So that definitely says something. So we're gonna share with you 5 of the best things about living here, starting with the weather. This is all based on our personal opinions, life experiences, preferences, but hopefully it's relatable for anyone watching this video. So yeah, this video is gonna be pretty personalized to us, but we're a family of 4, and many of you have that same family dynamic, so let's get to it.
All right, the weather, like just said, is reason number 1, numero uno, why we moved here. You might be wondering how we even discovered Alabama in the first place. It's because I'm in the military, and we were fortunate enough to be stationed down here for a period of time, and we fell in love with this hidden gem. So staying on topic, living in Chicago, we had long winters, and our bodies and our mental health were over it. We knew we didn't want to spend another winter isolated. We felt like we were wasting precious moments being stuck inside the house and just being unproductive. And we're big YouTube watchers and found ourselves watching these channels from all over the world, and people just live their best life 365 days a year, so we wanted to make that a reality.
Yeah, so we were like, what are we waiting for? Hitting the lottery? For a while, we didn't ever think moving across the country was realistic because of the expenses associated with it. But when we actually sat down and talked it out, we realized there was really nothing holding us back from moving. And so we made a plan right then and there, and we decided we were not gonna spend another winter in the Midwest. So Alabama had been top of our list because of the subtropical climate. Summers are very warm and humid. It's not for everybody, but we actually love the humidity. Tony swears it's like really good for his skin.
It is, 100%. My face has never been this clear. I say that as there's a big pimple on my face.
Honestly, my entire body feels better living here. Cold weather just like makes my hair, my skin dry, and I was super pale when we lived up north.
Yep, and you need the sunshine to get all that vitamin D, right? So I'm telling you, lack of sun exposure is no good for anyone. You need the sun.
Where's the sun?
Plus, no more body aches from those brutal cold winters.
Oh yeah, being pregnant in this climate has been way more enjoyable than it was when we were up north. So Alabama winters are mild. Today is November 1st and it's 77 degrees outside.
And the forecast says 80s for the rest of the week. So the Midwest has snow, freezing rain, and cold temps in November. Here, I'm out on the water, riding my bike, outside enjoying my kids' sports, driving around in our golf cart, swimming in our pool, mingling with the neighbors out there, socializing. I was just over there. Whatever I want to do, I do it because there's no cold weather here holding me back anymore. This warmer Alabama weather has improved my entire family mental health and no more winter blues.
Yeah, I think y'all get it. The weather was a major driving factor on us deciding to move to Alabama. So moving on to the next best thing for us about living here are the school systems. So we have 2 kids, 5th grade, 9th grade, plus 1 on the way. Education is really important to us, and so we had to make sure that Alabama had a very strong education system and highly rated schools.
And Baldwin County, Alabama, where we live, is actually known for having some of the top schools in the entire state. They rank high on their performance day tests, graduation rates, and how well they prepare students for college. All these things are important to us because we want to raise good kids who go on and become productive adults, right?
Yeah. And the schools down here are just super like wholesome compared to our experiences up north. Our schools still have musicals, they celebrate the holidays, and they host programs where the kids dress up and celebrate. There's art fairs, there's science fairs, and parents can help and participate. And just the overall school environment is super homey. We run into teachers at church or the grocery store, and they always greet us, they hug our kids, and this is just something that we really appreciate and find important when it comes to raising our kids. So for sure, having access to amazing schools is one of the best things about living in Alabama.
Private schools are also really popular down here. We have a lot of Christian and Catholic schools that have wait lists because so many people want to enroll their kids in them. You can't go wrong either way though. The public and private schools, they all perform well and stand out here, and whichever you choose, you're guaranteed a positive experience for you and your family.
Okay, so next best thing about living in Alabama is the location and the fact that you are not landlocked. Alabama is on the Gulf of Mexico. Where we live in Alabama, we're actually on Mobile Bay, which feeds into the Gulf. So we can have our toes in the white sandy beaches or take a dip in the crystal clear water in less than an hour.
We're a short drive from so many great spots. Gulf Shores is 45 minutes away. In 2 hours, we can be standing on Bourbon Street in New Orleans. Pensacola Beach is 1 hour from our front door. The location we chose allows us to have access to so many popular tourist destinations that we used to have to plan way in advance and save up thousands of dollars for.
Yeah, right. If we want to go to Disney World for a weekend, we can do that living here in Alabama. If we leave our house at 5 a.m., we'll get to the Magic Kingdom by noon. No need to spend 10 grand for flights and an entire week stay at Disney because we can just drive there for a weekend and not empty our savings in doing that.
A few months ago, we spent the day in New Orleans. I don't dream of the day anymore when I can just go and eat Cajun food and gumbo and beignets. I can do it anytime I want. We also saw Luke Bryan in New Orleans, so we don't need to travel very far for a good concert. We've also got the WHARF down at Orange Beach, which is an hour from our house. That's another popular tourist destination and music venue too.
And we mentioned not being landlocked. That alone opens up so many opportunities for hobbies and adventures. We have a Carnival cruise terminal right in Mobile. Our family had never been on a cruise before because it just cost too much money. We'd have to book a flight to the cruise terminal and then pay for the cruise, and it was just unattainable. So we never got to experience one until we moved here. Kayaking, stand-up paddleboarding, and canoeing are all things that we can do year-round now.
And we see so much wildlife on the water down here. In Chicago, we kayak Lake Michigan, and don't get me wrong, we enjoyed the beautiful architecture there, but here we get to be on the water year-round, and we see dolphins and manatees and gators and sharks and jellyfish. It's really exciting. As you can see, I'm excited about it. Every time we're out on the water, we see something new and amazing. It's so much fun.
Yes, so moving on, the fourth best thing about living in Alabama is the low property taxes. So we moved from Illinois, where our property taxes on our 3,000 square foot home were $13,000 per year.
Here in Alabama, a home with 3,000 square feet, the property taxes are, I don't know, 500 from all the way up to 3,000 on average, depending on which city and the home you choose. You can easily find a very spacious new or newer home in Baldwin County with taxes under $1,000 per year.
Yeah, there's currently a home for sale in Daphne for 1.6 mil, 4 beds, 6 baths, 5,700 square feet, updated, 10 out of 10 school district, a mile from Mobile Bay. Property taxes are you ready for it? Under $2,000 a year. Like what? And okay, so that's a $1.6 million home. Definitely a price point not many people fall in, but eliminating high taxes allows people to get approved for a much higher mortgage amount.
Exactly. Having low taxes gives home buyers so many more options, and we're finally seeing a good chunk of inventory again. Rates are up again too, but we knew that was coming. I'm just glad our clients have options again. The market's finally normalizing, and people aren't having to offer over asking price to get any house on the market.
Yeah, thank goodness. And maybe we'll get lucky and rates will fall again. Wishful thinking.
Yeah, I wouldn't count on that. We'd be lucky to see that again in our lifetime.
No kidding. Okay, so our fifth and final best thing about living in Alabama is the hometown pride and that southern charm. The two go hand in hand, so I'm gonna bunch them together. When I say hometown pride, the first thing I think of is college football in Alabama. Nothing brings neighbors in a community together like Saturday night football. It's like Thanksgiving dinner every single Saturday.
18 national championships, 16 for University of Alabama, and 2 for Auburn, including 4 in a row from 2009 to 2012. And the total will rise. Roll Tide.
Aside from always wearing your team's colors and jerseys, people here are just proud of where they came from, and they're not afraid to tell you. There's a great sense of community and strong connections among neighbors. When we first moved here, we were showered with welcome gifts. Our doorbell did not stop ringing for a good month with neighbors just introducing themselves to us.
The Southern charm has been so refreshing. Every person you encounter is so considerate and has good manners. I make new friends every time I leave the house. And that's honestly one of the best things about living here and one of my favorite things.
Yeah, he's not lying. He's made new friends literally while standing in our backyard. Going to the gym, he makes new friends. Our son's football games, everywhere. And everyone is just so genuinely nice here.
When it comes to the South, manners are taught from birth. And that was something that stood out to us. And especially for our kids when you're raising a family. We were so impressed by the etiquette and the respect even the little kids showed, and we wanted to raise our kids in that environment.
Yeah, I'm really excited that our kids are growing up here. There's just something so special about this Southern way of life, and I'm sure y'all can tell that we're major advocates on moving here to Alabama. So we'll wrap this video up on our 5 best things about living in Alabama.
And if y'all are ready to make the move to Alabama right now, call us today. We're licensed realtors and we'd love to help y'all out.
Thanks so much for watching this, y'all. If you enjoyed this video, give us a like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one.
See ya.
Bye.